anybody opposed, we'll assume we're good. Does that work for everyone? So anybody opposed to accepting the agenda? Okay, it's accepted. Minutes from the last meeting. Are you going to show us those on the screen again or not? Hopefully we've all taken a glance at them ahead of time though.
I can move we adopt the minutes as presented.
Okay, that's Jen, of course.
Yep.
Okay, anybody opposed? Okay, they're adopted. Okay, with the accounts for payment, anything that you want to draw our attention to, either Ginger or Brian or Arlos?
Yeah, I've got, and we have an issue with our carbon dioxide tank, which we rent from Air Liquide. So right now, I figured out in the last little while that we're about 50% is going up into the atmosphere. It's going up the PRV. So we know that the compressor is failed. We've had a company come in and look at it, and they're going to have to replace the compressor. And I'm in, what's the word I want to use, the proper word? Eat some of the cost of this because yeah, we're only using 50% of what they're hauling in, and it's not our fault, it's their tank and that we rent. So hopefully right now with what our usage is and what we normally use to what we've been brought in is there's a $13,000 discrepancy. So yeah, I'm working with Air Liquide to have that still back to us. So I'll keep you guys posted as we go along. And until this compressor gets fixed, this is going to have this CO2 is just going to go up into atmosphere.
Okay, and did you? The audio's been a little hit and miss from your end. I caught 85% of what you said clearly. I think the compressor will be fixed how soon, or do you know?
They haven't really given us a date on that yet. They looked at it 2 weeks ago, and they're still waiting to get the parts in.
Okay. If there's no other questions, if somebody wants to move acceptance of the accounts for payment, I think that's our normal next step, right?
Yep.
I guess I can do that. Give you the acceptance.
Okay. Murray's motion for acceptance. Anybody opposed? Okay, good. Item 5 then. Brian, anything you're wanting to comment on here?
No, I'll just go through it quickly. So on the balance sheet, we do have a new account at the very top, bank account. We set up the T-bill savings account at ATB Financial. So we moved much of the surplus funds into that account so it can begin earning a little bit of interest. And other than that, I don't have anything to point out on the balance sheet as it is there.
Any questions for Brian? Is there a motion to approve of the balance sheet then?
I can make that motion.
Okay, thanks, Jen. Anybody opposed? Okay, thank you. You're still on the line, Levitt? Can you tell from your end, Arlos, if we still have Levitt on the line with us? He seems to be missing, perhaps.
He shows up. He shows up. He's on the discussion. He just has himself
Okay.
muted. He just has himself muted.
Okay.
I can unmute him and see what happens. Oh, he just fell out. Richard, he just dropped out of the meeting. So
Okay.
if he comes back, I'll let you know.
Sure. Okay. No, I was just wondering because I wasn't seeing him on here, and I was thinking it was his turn for a motion. So that's where I was wondering if he had somehow lost the connection there.
We're waiting for
So a profit loss statement then.
On the profit loss statement, the total income so far from January to June, about halfway through the year, is $432,856. And going through the expenses, as Ginger mentioned, you can see in the CO2 under chemical expense, it is quite a bit more than the previous year to date. That's a good explanation of what's happening with the CO2 gas. And other than that, all the expenses look to be fairly close to where they were last year, which we did account for some extra expenditures and things like chemicals, just because this is the first full year of having PGP using water. So that's why on the revenue year to date, their revenue from PGP is just over $161,000 this year, whereas last year it was $27,621.
Do you recall, is PGP's proportion of this what was anticipated, or are they running a little higher than we thought they would?
I'm looking at that on my other computer screen in my office right now. So we forecast revenues from PGP for 2020 for full year at $287,433. So if we're halfway through the year and they continue using water every single month, they're likely going to be using more water than expected. However, they do seem to shut down. I'm not sure, maybe Ginger can remember their months that they shut down in the fall. They've ran every month or taken water every single month from January to June. But their shutdown month, I think, is coming up here soon.
Yeah, it sounds like they're going to shut down here in August and then start back up in September again. And then they're usually shut down for a couple of weeks at Christmas as well. So we're probably looking at 6 to 8 weeks that they'll be down for the rest of the year.
Okay, thanks. But yeah, it does look like then they should be on track, very close to what was projected.
Yeah, I would think so.
Okay, good. Any other questions on this statement? Oh, whose turn then?
I guess I can accept the profit loss statement.
Okay, thanks, Murray. Any opposed? Okay, thank you. And operations report then?
Alrighty. So I just kind of quickly put a few things down that just, those are the ones that really stick out that we've got accomplished. Otherwise, it's just a normal day, talking with the Air Liquide to make sure we get credited back some money there. But yeah, if you guys have any questions on the operations report.
So here's a question for you. June 3rd enabled the PAC system for taste and odor. wasn't required before then, and at that point it was, or just, I'm just curious.
So I got a call from Mindy with the town, and they had a few complaints. So I thought, well, it's time to put it on because as you remember, we shut down the West Reservoir aeration because it's all ripping apart and stuff. And there's no way we can fix it, so that's gonna have to be looked at probably next year because that'll have to go under capital projects or the capital budget. So we've got it disabled, and so without the aeration, we're probably getting a little bit more growth in there. So yeah, just turn that on because we had some complaints and be on top of it sooner than later.
Okay, it's been on ever since?
Yes, it won't shut down now till it cools off. Probably not until September.
Okay. I was just curious because our normally odorless, tasteless water, to me, just in the last day or so, I've noticed it just seems to be a little off.
Is it off again some more? Okay.
That was my impression today as I was enjoying some of our delicious tap water, which is all I ever drink. That it just didn't be up to its usual level of near perfection.
Okay. No, that's good to know. I mean, we don't taste it in the plant or even smell it. So when I taste it, it's usually a week after Vauxhall has it. So it's good to know when Vauxhall is having it, we can get on it right away as soon as possible. So we can up the dosage on that a little bit.
Yeah, I don't know. You might want to say there's more complaints, but like I say, I just personally noticed just in the last day that it just seems to taste a little strange compared to its normal wonderful state.
Yeah, and a lot of that's the heat too, right?
Sure.
Your heat is gassing off and more things happen. So yeah, we can always increase the dosage a little bit.
Yeah.
Perfect, thank you.
I can move to accept the report for information.
Okay, thanks, Jen. You good with that, Murray? Okay.
You bet.
All right. Is that everything other than setting a date for our next meeting?
Yep.
Okay. So when do we need to meet next?
I believe you do this on a quarterly basis, correct?
I believe so, unless there's some outstanding reason that we would need to do it more.
Okay. Just looking at the calendar here. So Brian Badura, do you typically meet in later September to go through budget?
It may be a little bit early to have a budget in later September, but that could possibly work, being it's beginning of July. So later on in September or early in October, that might work to have a budget so we don't have to have another meeting right away after that.
Was early October a better bet than late September then?
For budget, yes.
What about October 5th?
Yeah, October 5th could work.
That's the same day as our Ag Service Board and SDA meetings.
Yep.
Yep.
That could work.
Like the 5th is a good day then. I'm good with that.
Same time?
Sure.
3:30 p.m., Monday, October 5th.
Sounds good.
Via Zoom or in Vauxhall?
I sure hope it's all live by then, but we'll see, eh?
We should try and shoot
We'll make sure
for,
to read better a little more clearly next time.
we should try and shoot for in person. That would be kind of nice. But.
Yeah, obviously, if everybody's comfortable with an in-person, that would, it's good to do that once in a while. So, but anyhow, let's mark it then 5th at 3:30. There's our next meeting. So we're done with that. Do we dismiss by motion? I think we do, don't we? Adjourn by motion?
Correct.
Yeah, I'll adjourn the meeting.
Okay, thanks, Murray.
Thank you.
Meeting adjourned.
Very good.
Yeah.
Okay,
Bye-bye.
bye then.
See you, everybody.
See ya.